acting is 99% text analysis?
Text analysis. So I love looking at a new script. Every script is detective work. You have to figure out, like a newspaper writer, who, what, when, where, why, how. That's what creates the scene. So things like who, what's the relationship? And it's all about behavior. So we want to figure out the behavior of the character. That's what makes the scene. Great, I can't remember, director said Ben Kingsley said the camera would rather see behavior, doesn't like to see acting. So it's all about behavior that we're looking at. So the relationship, I'm going to relate to you, speak to you differently than I am my little girl, who's now grown up. But I babysit. I have a 1-year-old granddaughter now. She's 1 year old this Sunday. I'm so glad nobody watches me because I am so silly with her. I'm a different person. My behavior is so different with her. And the where are we? Are we in an outdoor cafe? Are we in a library? Are we in a scary place? Are we in a place that's dark and I'm afraid somebody's going to jump out at me? Are we in a place that has wonderful memories? It's a place where my boyfriend broke up with me and I never want to see this place again. So the place affects our behavior, the time of day, the time of the century, and also what happened before. What happened before this moment to affect me? Did I have some good news? Did I have some bad news? Am I in a good mood or a bad mood? We go through the day with all of these different things that affect our behavior. But most of the times, we could be in a terrible mood. We go to the grocery store, they say, how are you doing? Fine, I'm fine. We always say, I'm fine. No, I just got kicked out of my apartment, my dog is sick, I don't have any money, my boyfriend broke up with me, I'm in a terrible mood. We don't speak how we really feel. But if we look at our lives and how we behave, the way we say things is all because of how do we feel? What's your relationship with me? What just happened? Who's in power? Do I need something from you or do you need something from me? We behave differently. I'm going to behave differently with my students than I am my boss, probably. So, it's all of those factors. You look at what's going on with this person, and then you create that moment based on that. So that's why I say acting is so much text analysis. Once you understand what the person is thinking and feeling and why, it's easier to create that moment.
And if you're an animal person, you're going to relate and maybe it's entirely different with an animal than with a human.
I have 3 dogs, 2 horses. I said, I want to make a secret video of people behaving by themselves with their dogs because you become a different human being. Totally. I'm different with my big 95-pound dog than I am my 10-pound dog. But yeah, that's, and that's what's so fascinating. It's all storytelling, but it's all, all the arts, the directing and acting. That's why I like teaching the directors. It's so aligned because it's just mirroring the skills of what an actor needs to know of the same thing what a director needs to know. I think that's why there's such wonderful, directors who are actors. Ron Howard, Clint Eastwood, they were actors, so they understand what the actor needs to know. But it's always fun to go, why is that person doing that? Let's look what just happened. Let's look at the relationship. Let's look at the history, not just the history of this moment, but the history of their life, what happened before the script, what happened, where is this relationship? What do you know now that you don't know by the end of the script? So to me, it's fascinating. It's just fascinating to figure out what's going on in the script. And a well-written script, obviously, is much more interesting because, to me, well-written scripts are much more written with subtext, much more of we have to listen closely to try to figure out what's going on.
Why do you like to have some of your acting students run lines louder and faster than normal delivery?
And how do you know I do that?
Oh, a little birdie told me. Yeah.
Who did?
I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
we saw that.
we did it. We did it in my class.
I've already seen it. I've seen it.
Okay. To get them out, I like them to do louder and faster so they get out of their heads because they're thinking of acting. They're trying to act, and it's all focused on, I have them all come in, they go, I don't know my lines. I said, that's okay, let's just play the scene. Do you know what's going on with the person? So louder, faster, it gets them more involved because usually, not all, but a lot of actors tend to hold back. And again, if this scene is in the film, it's an important moment. We usually there's some energy about that moment. We need to solve something. We need to get something. So the other thing is, sometimes I call it the Italian run through, as fast as you can, because then you're not thinking about words. And almost always, the scene becomes better. Like they think that was fast. That was not fast. That was normal. And now you have a good scene. They just stop thinking. You need to get out of, because the mind will judge them as they're acting, and you don't want that because they're not good judges.
At what point do you allow some of your students to see themselves on tape?
As soon as they have their scene rehearsed and memorized. I think that's important. What's so great about the camera is that, it's good. You have to learn the technique if you're going to be an actor on film. Learn because you take all acting is acting. Acting is acting. Doesn't matter if it's a commercial, if it's a play, if it's TV, if it's film. But different techniques when you're on a camera because now you have to worry about continuity. What did I do when I had the master and I was yelling and screaming and I was holding my wine glass? And now I'm on my close-up. When did I pick up my wine glass? You have to, to make films, you have to match the shot. So an actor has to think technically, where was I, what did I do, as well as create two parts of the brain, also be in an emotional place with the character. It's not only to learn how to work on camera, but they get to see themselves, which is the greatest teacher. I've had students, I will say, oh, your face is all tense and you're doing your mouth. And no, I'm not. Let's film it. And they go, oh my God, I never knew I did that. So it's a great teacher just to watch yourself. In sports, good athletes usually have somebody videotape them so they can watch what they're doing. I ride horses as a sport. And what I think I'm doing up on that 1,200-pound horse is usually different than what I'm really doing on that horse. So it's great. We always videotape each other, which is a great tool.
How does an actor make their performance more believable?
An actor makes their performance more believable by being themselves, being authentic. And how do you do that? That's why we learn technique. That's why we learn tools to get out of our heads, to connect with the other person, to acting as reacting. In terms of method, I love sensory work. Like if I look at you, I could actually really be looking at my horse right now because my horse is beautiful.
Does she have a brown mane or no?
Oh, white, all white,
okay.
all white. So that's, substitution. So tools like that to help me away from acting, how to make it. So that's why I love, an actor is multitasking, maybe I just can get in the scene and believe it. You look so much like my sister. I don't have to work at it. We can have this. I can just, you look like my sister. I can relate to you like you're my sister. Maybe I have to really work at it, which is I don't relate to you at all. I don't relate to this scene. I would never do this. I have actors say, I would never do this. I said, but your job is not to have done this, be this character. Your job is to feel the emotions that the character feels. We have all felt every emotion, I think, that we would ever feel by age 2 or probably 1. When I hear my granddaughter scream 1 second and then laugh the next second. So So that's why you analyze the character. What is the character feeling? What does the character want? We've all had that moment, maybe in a whole different scenario. You've experienced anger or jealousy. So that's where, techniques come in to help you be believable. Some actors have such a natural ability for it; they can just put themselves into it. Some actors have to work at it, and I think the more you do it, the more facile it is, the more it is at your fingertips, like anything. I used to have a school, it was called the Actors Workout, because I believe actors have to work out every day. That's what they do. You have to keep working at it to keep it fresh. So, it is, the more you do it, the easier it is to draw upon it, like anything else.
Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Here is a complimentary question from our book Story Questions.